At Thanksgiving, the table shook with laughter, his mother wiping tears from her eyes, his uncle slapping the table, his sister gleefully passing around old baby photos of his ex as if I were a stranger intruding on their family scrapbook. And him? He didn't defend me. He smirked, the kind of smirk that said, "She'll swallow this, like she always does." But I didn't. I smiled, calm, controlled. And when I finally stood up, my hand slipped into my bag. I pulled out something that turned the air to glass. His face drained of color. The laughter died. Freedom was finally within reach. But you want to know how I got there, don't you? Back then, when I first met him, he was all nerves and charm, a man who tripped over his own words but looked at me like I was the only steady thing in his spinning world. We met at a gallery opening. He pretended to care about the art, but I caught him studying me instead of the canvas. He was tender in those days. He held my hand like it was proof he belonged. And God, I believed it. I believed in us. In the future we whispered into pillows, in the home we'd build, in the family we'd create. I thought love had finally chosen me. The cracks. It started small. His phone face down on the table. Late nights at work. A scent of perfume that wasn't mine. I told myself not to be paranoid. That's what love does. It makes you an accomplice to your own blindness. Then one morning I found the first message, buried in his email drafts, unsent but ready, like he couldn't resist leaving a breadcrumb. Just a little longer. She has no idea. Papers go through next month. My chest caved in, but my hands didn't shake. I closed the laptop quietly, kissed his cheek when he came in. He never suspected, because unlike him, I knew how to act. The plan. Revenge wasn't an impulse. It was a blueprint. I started small, gathering copies of emails, screenshots of his dating app profiles, yes, multiple, bank statements showing money funneled into an account under his sister's name. I learned the rhythm of his lies. When he'd come home late, I'd already know whose perfume he wore. When he told me we were fine, I knew where the money was really going. I didn't scream, didn't accuse, didn't cry. I let him believe he'd won, that I was docile, naive. He never saw me watching, never noticed the safe deposit box I opened in my name alone. And then, my lawyer. Immigration fraud, financial betrayal, infidelity, the trifecta. He'd played me for papers, money, and time. But I was the wrong mark. The execution. By the time Thanksgiving arrived, every piece was in place. I'd sat through their little family dinners before, enduring sideways glances, backhanded comments, their obsession with his ex, the one who got away. What they didn't know was that their golden boy had signed his own ruin with every smug lie he told. So when his sister smirked across the turkey and said, "He only married you for the green card," and the table erupted in laughter, I smiled back and stood. The reveal. My hand didn't shake when I reached into my bag. I pulled out a thick envelope, dropped it onto the table. It landed with a slap that silenced them all. Inside, copies of everything. Emails, bank transfers, photos, legal papers already in motion. I didn't need to explain. His mother's hands trembled as she flipped through the pages. His sister's grin faltered. His uncle muttered something under his breath. And him? He just stared at me, pale, his smirk gone, lips twitching as though searching for words he no longer owned. "By the way," I said softly, "Happy Thanksgiving. Consider it my parting gift." The fall. He lunged for the papers, but it was too late. They'd already seen enough. The fraud, the betrayal, the trail he thought was invisible, but I had lit like a runway. His mother's face collapsed with shame. His sister whispered, "What did you do?" The room turned on him, not me. And in that silence, in their horror, he finally understood. I hadn't been his pawn. I'd been his checkmate. The aftermath. I left them there, huddled around the wreckage of his lies, walked out with my head high, my heels clicking like gunshots down their perfect suburban driveway. The divorce was swift. The deportation hearing, swifter. My lawyer was merciless. His assets, what little he had, frozen. His reputation, shredded. His family, they cut him loose faster than I expected. And me, I walked away intact. More than intact. Free. The reflection. Do I regret it? No. Regret is for those who lose themselves. I didn't lose. I waited. I planned. I executed. They say revenge doesn't heal you. Maybe that's true. But I wasn't looking for healing. I was looking for freedom, for truth. And when the truth finally burned him alive, I felt it. Relief. Not loud, not messy, just a calm, steady release.